Oregon law requires teachers to report sexually active students. 2 Oregon laws have put pressure on a school district to report if teachers learn or suspect a student is sexually active. A school district in Oregon is under fire for following the law mostly because they are only ones doing it. Officials at the Salem-Keizer School District recently told staff and teachers that under Oregon law they must report to law enforcement or state officials if they learn or suspect a student is sexually active. Failure to report could lead to a state investigation, job loss, or being found guilty of a misdemeanor. We do training on mandatory reporting every year, Lillian Govas, a spokeswoman for Salem-Keizer, told Fox News on Friday. A hypothetical question was posed on what happens regarding sexual activity. We teach our students how words matter. The legislators are learning that their words are impacting our students. Lillian Govas. She said they sought legal clarification and it was determined that sexual conduct between teens falls under mandatory reporting. Public school in Minnesota requires English course aimed at eradicating white privilege. Under Oregon's mandatory reporting and child abuse laws, any person under the age of 18 is unable to give consent, meaning any sexual activity, even if it's consensual, is considered abuse and needs to be reported. All employees of Salem-Keizer School District, including parents of high school parents, are mandatory reporters. Reports are sent to the Department of Human Services or law enforcement if a person had reasonable cause to believe a child is being abused. Oregon's so-called the 3-year rule, or ORS 163.345, which addresses when individuals are similar in age and force and coercion are not present, only applies in criminal proceedings and does not apply to mandatory reporting. A survey by the Center for Disease Control said more than 40% of high school students in the U.S. said they have had sex. Salem-Keizer has more than 11,800 high school students. According to the Statesman Journal, most school districts in Oregon reportedly do not follow mandatory reporting to this degree. Georgia parents infuriated after porn played on school's cafeteria television. Govas, who acknowledged that state laws put district employees in a difficult position, said they must follow the letter of the law. We cannot direct our teachers to not comply with the law, she said. We cannot pick and choose what laws to comply with. Just because it is reported the state, it does not mean that anything will come from it, Govas said. Simply because we report to the state doesn't mean they take action, she said. I would suspect that if they receive a report of 2 students that are 17 having sex, there's not going to be a cop knocking on the door. The school district does not keep track of reports sent to DHS, so it's unclear if employees were reporting on students' sexual activity before officials spoke about it at this year's mandatory training. Massachusetts high school apologizes for 9/11's math problem. However, some see strict mandatory reporting as a potential breakdown of trust between students and staff. They are demanding the school district stop the practice, which they say will end up hurting students and staff in the long run. This leaves students with no one, Kimberly Scott, a student at McNary High School in Keizer, wrote in the petition on change.org. The students no longer have that safe teacher they can talk to. Instead, the students must find a way to be sneaky and hide so that they don't get reported, which could lead to several more issues. The petition had garnered more than 1,250 signatures, as of Friday midday. I lose the ability to have a private conversation with a trusted adult who works for the district, about something personal to me, Angel Hudson, a junior at McNary High School, wrote in a letter to District Superintendent Christy Perry, according to the Statesman Journal. Talking about sexual activity between teachers and students should be confidential. A group of students recently protested outside Oregon's Capitol steps. Govas applauded the students rallying in Salem, saying it was 100% the right place to share these concerns. She added the school district has been in conversation with several legislators, who acknowledged they never intended to have such strict reporting requirements. We teach our students how words matter. The legislators are learning that their words are impacting our students, said Govas, adding that she expects to see clarification around these pieces of legislation coming from the Capitol soon.